Hello, in this short video, we will be looking at the IGCSE Marine syllabus 6.7 eutrophication. And the syllabus here is also quite short compared to the rest of chapter 6, but it's about stating the modern farming techniques increase food production, but the use of fertilizers can end up in the ocean. You need to be able to describe the effect of fertilizers on the marine environment. This is a process called eutrophication. State that untreated sewage released into the ocean can lead to issues, eutrophication, and explain the process of eutrophication. So this is a short chapter. It has a lot of crossover with IGCSE biology, who also treated this subject. So if you're doing both, you're in luck here. As always, these videos here are made for my class on a non-profit, and any mistakes here are mine and mine alone. So by using fertilizers, humans have been able to increase crop production quite substantial. So we are getting more out of our farming since the availability of nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium, and so on can be quite limiting to plant growth on land. So in the old days, we mainly use stuff like waste products from animal production, and also natural fertilizers such as stuff you make from compost. But today we can also use artificially made fertilizers, which has a high amount of nitrogen and phosphorus in them. And they are part of modern farming, and they are part of what make modern farming efficient, but they can also have major issues for our oceans and our lakes and our streams. So, eutrophication is a process where too many nutrients end up in the aquatic system. This starts when nutrients dissolve. This can happen if there's a rainfall right after the farmer has been using fertilizers. It can also build up over time, but you will have a runoff into rivers, lake, and or the sea of water with a high amount of nutrients in them. Now, we might think that's a good thing. More nutrient lead to more algae growth, which will power the food chains, and to a certain degree that is true. With the runoff, more nitrogen and phosphorus is available for algae, and if this is at a time where we also have enough sun, enough heat, then we can have an algae bloom, and the algae will be growing really fast. In the beginning, this might be a good thing. It will power food chains, but eventually this cover of algae will lead to much less light in the water column, so plants in the bottom might start to die. And eventually dead algae will sink to the bottom, where decomposers will start decomposing them. These decomposers, especially bacteria, they will use up oxygen, so oxygen level at the bottom will start to drop, and we might get hypoxic or anoxic levels of oxygen. And eventually, oxygen levels can get so low that animals at the bottom either die or have to migrate. And if more animals die, well, they'll decompose too, and then we'll have a vicious circle where we'll lose more and more oxygen, and in the end, the bottom of the ocean can more or less be killed off by a lack of oxygen. So here we see it in the different steps. We have the runoff first. That runoff will, if we are at a time of the year when there's enough sun and there's enough heat, will lead to algae bloom. That algae bloom will lead to dead bacteria and dead plant material ending on the bottom, and then we'll have the anoxic or hypoxic events at the bottom. This is especially during summer, because during summer we have a quite hot thermocline, so the hot water on top and the colder water on the bottom will mix less, which will make any eutrophication event even worse. During spring and during autumn, there'll tend to be more mixing of the water, so you won't have the same lack of oxygen at the bottom.